Hey there, friends. Happy Thursday. I hope you guys are having a very happy Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. Gee whiz, you guys. June the 1st. I do not know how that happened. It's been a very, very fast year. I've got a couple of new journals to go into the shop today. These are our starter journals. This one is Cinderella, and this one is Pink Filigree. I don't exactly know. Here's what happens a lot of times. I'll go to my beautiful fabric shelf, and it's as if little fairies have come in at night and like stacked my fabric in different ways, and it's like, oh my goodness, I never noticed that before. And they'll just, like, the perfect colors will kind of route themselves together, and it's like, I don't know what happens up here when I'm not here at night, y'all. I think the fairies come in and do things. But anyway, pink seemed to be it. Pink seemed to be the color that we were going to work with. And so pink it is, my friends. I also want to show you guys, I made a few of these fabric minis, and they are 3x4. They're filled with just plain writing paper, copier paper. 10 pages right here for you. And got a sewn binding fabric. I am going to put a few of these in the shop and see if you guys like them. And if you do like them, they are lots of fun to make, and I really do enjoy making them, and I will be making more of them depending on if you guys like them or not. So these are going in the shop as well this afternoon. Let me show you our little starter journals. Let's just start with Cinderella. One of my favorite movies is Ever After, and it is kind of a take on Cinderella, and to me it's just a funny movie. I love it. I love Angelica Houston in it, plays the wicked stepmom. Drew Barrymore is the princess. It's just got a stellar cast in it. It's just a lot of fun. But anyway, when I was putting this together, it kind of, those shoes just reminded me of glass slippers, and so Cinderella was born. She's finished really simply with some very pretty plastic beads in shades of shades of pink and white. So let's take a look inside. I did finish her with a Tim Holtz brad that says 7, just because that is my shoe size. And except in the summer, and my shoe size is 0 because I am barefoot all the time. Barefoot is my natural state, and I love it. I love to go outside, and feel the grass on my feet, and you go to the beach and the sand between your toes. Oh my gosh, there's just nothing better than just being barefoot. Just feeling your feet on the earth is it's an exquisite experience, y'all. We're starting off Cinderella with a pretty little kitty cat, and she is on a stack of books. I love this paper. It's teacups, and you guys know how partial I am to teacups, how much I love teacups, how if I were left to my own ways, I would have a trillion billion, but I have one little corner of my cabinet that teacups, and I have about 10, and that's it. If I just have to have another one, then I'm going to have to get rid of one, and that's not going to happen. So there we have it. We're starting off with some mini pockets down here, and in the mini pockets are a bookmark for you to finish, and also a 7 Gypsies bookmark that I really did love. I had a gift certificate. So I spent it at the Canvas Core site, and now I'm passing along my goodness to you guys, because that was a goody, and something that I thought, well, my people will enjoy this. This is our health and wellness signature, and this is a great article about plant-based meal prep workshops, which I really do like. I eat a lot of vegetables, especially when the veggie stand opens. The farm that I work for, we're in strawberry season right now, but we will have vegetables will be coming in quite soon, and it's such an inspiring thing to go by the veggie stand right now because it's quite abandoned and it looks kind of sad, but behind the veggie stand is where we plant our vegetable garden, and it is just, it's already been planted. You can see the little plants coming up, and it's like, ooh, you know what's going to happen out there. It's going to be all tomatoes and cucumbers and peppers and corn. It's so inspiring. So, of course, in the summertime, I eat a lot of vegetables because I go down and buy them at the veggie stand. Nothing quite like buying vegetables. You're seeing them in the field, and then you're buying them. That's the way food should work, you guys. We've got a filigree. These are technically border strips, but I think you can do anything with them. I think the colors of them are just absolutely exquisite. Just Be You. Here we have my first attempt, y'all, at a coffee dyed bookmark. And I think what happened with this, and I'm leaving it all crusty like this because I put cinnamon in my coffee, in the coffee grounds, and I did use my leftover coffee. Yes, I actually have leftover coffee, and that's what I use to coffee dye these tags. And I think that part of the cinnamon just stuck to the tag as well as to this little tie-up here. But anyway, it looked kind of cool, and you might notice a little bit of residual, but that is cinnamon. So I just thought it looked cool and chunky and kind of distressed, so I just left them like that instead of trying to clean them up. They aren't dirty. That's cinnamon. Got a little napkin in here for you to play with. This is so pretty because it's got a sweet floral design on it. And of course, circles go with circles go with circles. Can't ever get enough circles. This is a piece of original art from one of my journals. And this is kind of like our inspiration section. Our, texture, our color, our, you'll find faces and images in here. I love the shoe. I love this crazy orange color even. Of this magazine page. And of course you have lots of just plain papers, very pretty scrapbooking papers to play with. I love this image. This is from, I think these are little girls in Japan that were dressed up like ducks for National Duck Day or something like that. A bit of inspiration from some scrapbooking magazines. I love the images on here. It's talking about camping circa 1933. So that was a really super cool magazine page to work with. While I'm talking about magazine pages, and this is a Prima kind of flower for you guys to play with, tomorrow is my first installment of my series called How to Use a Flow Journal. And it will be about how to use the elements that are in a typical kind of flow journal. And it's a 10-part series. The first installment is tomorrow, and I talk specifically about how to use magazine pages. I give you a bunch of art projects about how to use those magazine pages because they're so useful. They're not just informative and fun to read, they are extremely useful. A vintage playing card for you. This is a package of things for you to play with. It has fabric scraps in it. It has inky papers. It will have painty papers. It will have chippy papers in it. Just all kinds of fun for you to play with. We are at our home and garden section. Look at that dragonfly. That is just Beautiful. A beautiful outdoor furniture. What would your outdoor space look like? Mine is a little shabby at the moment, and it's not shabby chic. It's like shabby at the moment. This is our 10th year in the house, and some of our lawn furniture is it needs a bit of an update. And some of it just quite frankly needs to say sayonara and needs to go to be recycled. And it's great because we've got a really good recycling place around here that we can take it. Some elements of gardens here. Look at that old wheelbarrow. I love the roof on this. Oh my goodness, it just looks like, look, there's a teeny little she shed right there, just for you. Our little element of KonMari. This is from a 1964 home economics book. And it is about storing things. Sometimes storage is improved if you can hang items you have always stored in a drawer, or if you can store on a shelf items that have been hung. If you find it necessary to press garments frequently because they have been pushed tightly together on a rod, improve your storage by adding rod space or merely by removing seldom used garments. Now, what does that sound like? If you don't love it, get rid of it. Does it spark joy? Get rid of it. I tell you, you guys, this is 1964 KonMari if I've ever seen it. Read it. Rural Japan in the Cascades. This is an exquisite chair. Look at that. I have some bottles downstairs, and I am thinking that when my neighbor's roses come in, that this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to arrange her roses. She grows the most beautiful roses, you guys, and she just loves to give them away. So I am blessed with beautiful roses. In the summer when they start coming in, it's just the sweetest thing in the world. She is an expert rose grower. Such a smart lady. She can sew. She can do anything. I've got a bookmark in here for you to finish. I love making bookmarks with my cereal box bits, that I have left. We've got some text pages here for you. A sudden stop. I believe that is the Bobbsey twins. This is how to ornament a bedroom. I love those little, it's like Martha Stewart, 1930 Martha Stewart kind of stuff. When plaintively and near the cricket sings. This is poetry, Love's Change. I believe this was 1836 German script. Three Musketeers from 1876. I love the Three Musketeers. Vintage Christmas cards. He's Almost Here. This one's signed Janet Lane. This one's signed Catherine R. So we've got some salvage script. I love to save script and save it from being put in the recycling bin. I love vintage Christmas cards. You are my cup of tea. A little flower for you to play with. Some pretty papers. This is our very last Kathy Kale piece, Delight in Imperfection. She is just the coolest gal. She makes beautiful things and she ships them to me so I can use them in these journals to give you guys pleasure. Now, that's a lot of sweetness right there, isn't it? That someone would spend their time making things for you guys. And she is just the sweetest thing in the whole wide world. Some recipes, I think these are from this is 1948, the Metropolitan Life Insurance Cookbook. Chocolate pudding, English plum pudding, old-fashioned rice pudding. My mother-in-law used to make this, and it was delicious. 1954, little recipes here from 1954. I think this was 1954, the cover to one of the cookbooks, and it is in color. We don't see that a whole lot. This is quite the fancy dish. A lettuce cup at the base and watercress at the top keeps this pyramid in place. So it's like a pyramid salad. Oyster salad, Dutch herring salad, pyramid salad, that's that thing there. Celery sticks, cheese sticks, ham sticks. Lettuce, watercress, parsley, 18 tomato sections. So you arrange the sticks on lettuce pyramid fashion, garnish with watercress, parsley, and tomato sections. Serve with dressing. That's a cool idea, isn't it? salad that goes up, a tall salad. This is one of the items that I made from a magazine page. It says Honest and True and has a book stack right here, and 9 of Diamonds vintage playing card for you in the back. Now remember, this is a starter journal. She's priced at $35, and she'll be going in the store a little later on this afternoon. We now have some pink filigree. I just thought this fabric was so pretty. It's got like a really cool color to it. And you guys know how much I love black. I think that black just offsets colors so incredibly. Finished pretty simply with a plastic bead strand. I love these sparkly little plastic beads. I'm glad that they fell into my life because I really enjoyed them. It's finished with a Tim Holtz brad that says 30. And oddly, I was going to talk to you guys today about May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And the most profound artistic person in my whole life was only 30 years old when he passed away. I did not realize that. I realized I was going to talk to y'all about mental health, but I didn't know I was going to run across his age when he passed away. It's Mental Health Awareness Month. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I thought I'd talk to you about my precious Uncle Bix and how he influenced me and how much I wish that I could certainly speak with him, especially now, that I am kind of immersed in art. And before that, I was immersed in music, and he was responsible for that as well. We only had, there was only like 10 years of difference between us. He was my uncle. But he was more like my big brother. My uncles and my aunties and my grandma lived right up the street from us when I was growing up, and we could walk to their house. And so I found myself there a whole lot. And my uncle's room was collaged with all kinds of newspaper clippings. He was a collage artist. And there was always music. There was Bob Dylan, there was Joni Mitchell, there was Jefferson Airplane, there was the Allman Brothers, the band. It's where I learned music, which would eventually be, my living, the way I made a living. It would be my life. It would be what I did. It's what I thought about. It's how I released my own emotions by writing songs and that sort of thing. I got married, pretty young, and had a child, and so I kind of grew away from him. He moved to New York, and it had become evident when he came home that there was something not right. I remember one time at Easter, he shaved off one of his eyebrows, half of his mustache, and half of his beard. And he thought it was funny. It was not funny. It was heartbreaking. And we had always known that he had issues, but they just really started coming to a head, when he was about 28. But he passed away when he was 30 of anorexia. That was unheard of in 1979. That a person would have anorexia. He starved himself to death, essentially. We tried to get help for him. He escaped from the place where we tried to get help for him, and we discovered his remains 2 weeks later in Central Park. Now, I'm not saying this to make you sad or make you discouraged or anything like that. I'm just telling you my story about mental health and why. So to me, it's so important to stay happy, to seek the happy, to seek your own happiness, because in creating your own happiness, you set forth like a little ripple, and people around you are happy. Happy is important. You know, there's probably not anything more important than that you feel good. And you feel good without hurting other people. You do things that make you happy, that keep you in alignment with your inner being, you know, whatever you call that inner being. That's my mental health story. And obviously, you know, being in the music business for like years and years and years, I saw my fair share of grieving souls, you know, just people who whose grief just spilled over into their music. And then you have to wonder about that too, you know, out of that grief and that profound sorrow, songs are really powerful songs, you know, songs with a lot of gravity are born. And I think that that's true in the, you know, in the craft community and in the music community. Basically anything that is artistic is born of a kind of an inner struggle sort of thing. You know, we're constructed as solitary beings, you know, one being. I know we aren't attached to other beings physically, so that is, you know, we're kind of solo beings here. These are some vintage cards. I'm sorry, I've just been chatting and not really telling you guys what's in the book. I'm sorry about that, but I really was compelled to tell you the story of my wonderful Uncle Bix and how important I think it is to be in alignment, to seek happiness every single day, and to keep yourself in a joyful state. Despair is a monster, and it will eat you alive, and I've had my personal experience of despair and anxiety and heartache and all of that good stuff. We all have. Keep yourself happy. Keep yourself holy. Keep yourself whole. Eat good stuff. Exercise. Do what you love. And have a long life instead of a short life. I can't really explain to you how many times I'm sitting here at my little desk and I'm working, especially when I stumble on a problem, like a little design problem or something like that, and I so want to talk to my uncle, and he's not around anymore. Not on this physical plane. Of course, he's still around. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Take care of you. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. Be respectful of yourself. I will have these happy pink journals in the store a little later on this afternoon, guys. Thanks a lot for listening. Thank you so much for supporting the Etsy shop. If you liked what you heard, please give me a thumbs up and a positive comment. Remember, our How to Use a Flow Journal series does start tomorrow, June the 1st, and we will be talking about using magazine pages. Thank you guys so much. See you soon. Bye.